jab, uppercut, leave you laid out on the floor. Try to duck and roll, hit and miss, now you counting stars. Should've practiced more, should've hit the mask, get out there more. Claim that you're the best. You gotta show me, son. Actions over words, baby boy. Is you real or what? Talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports, talking way too much, world come. Back sports,
Well. Shout out to the hottest chat in the MF and gang, man. A side official, no negotiations needed, period. You already know WCS has returned to the building. Shout out to those of you that's in the chat, man. Blue Hustle in the building. Big Blunts and Boxing in the building. WJ in the building. What's good? So let me get this out the way, man. I want to first, venture into a certain situation that was brought up. I'm going to take it short, quick, and simple, right? Bruce Vane, this was dropped off to me, a vid that Bruce Vane did on that guy that you see in the tweet. And he hit it right on the head, man. He mentioned, well, let me let you listen to what he said before I get to El Chin Checker, because El Chin Check is the primary topic of discussion. I'm pretty sure Blue Hustle is definitely going to be one of those listening ears. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to my guy, the News by Shaw News Sauce Experience, man, in the building. Team Tucker official on deck. What it do? OG Golden on deck. What's good, man? So let me let you listen to the video. It was hilarious. You know what I'm saying? I ain't gonna lie to you. It was hilarious to me. And I think it was well said myself. It wasn't long, drawn out, straight to the point. God damn it. It couldn't get no better than that. So if you haven't already known, there's been some, a situation going on with however you want to take this guy. The comments that he's been making, people he's been talking about, it kind of have you doing more than scratching your head, right? It is. It have you a little bit, state of delirium, So we're going to look at, listen to one of his videos. This is Bruce MF Vane video that he did. And I thought he hit it right on the head with this guy. Real talk. I do. I think he hit it on the head. Let's listen.
Getting on Fanny Nanny, bro. With that being said, Fanny Nanny, you in no way, shape, or form have any room to talk about anybody being soft. Are you kidding me, bro? You being soft? Hey, look, I told you these dudes was the buttermilk biscuit gang, right? Y'all thought I was joking, okay? I told you these dudes some ankle touchers, right? All right. Now I'm finna prove it right here using Fanny Nanny. Boom. I told you this is the buttermilk biscuit gang. You thought I was bullshitting. Fanny Nanny wants to know why they shrunk the size of the biscuits, the buttermilk biscuits. I told you, yum, 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 crunch, 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 crumbs everywhere. These dudes is coons. Real life and factual. You see, he worried about them biscuits. I know y'all thought it was a joke. I'm sorry. I couldn't pass it up. I'm like, damn, they even inquiring about the buttermilk biscuits now. But yeah, man, you ain't no form of shape to call anybody soft. What are you talking about, Fanny?
Is he right? Is Bruce Van White right? Is this guy for none? Is he way out of bounds with calling Devin Haney soft? Absolutely. He's truly out of bounds. Truly out of bounds. Calling Devin Haney soft. When you're in a situation, especially as a celebrity, and our decisions, man, our decision making, I ain't gonna lie, man. I when it comes to women, you know, my decision making skills back in the day wasn't the best. I wasn't mature enough to pretty much pick up the ones that was wifey material. I wanted the ones that pretty much understood what my mission was. And that was to go from one duty station to the next, if you know what I mean. But in this particular case, this dude is calling somebody soft for basically checking a female that he chose or selected to be with. One thing about me, I really don't get into how another man selects his females and what he desires in that female when it comes to shopping and really cuffing them. You know what I'm saying? And taking them. We as men, it happens sometime, man. It happens a lot, actually. It happens a lot. But for somebody like this guy for none to call somebody soft, but yet he himself should understand what the legality is as far as his action goes, because it's soft for these dudes to be reporting and getting together and reporting people's videos. That's soft. When you get on here and have a smear campaign, talk about fighters all the time, but yet y'all get together and report people videos anonymously to have them taken down. Oh, they can go through me. If y'all need pro bono legal services, I will help you report his video. Yes, I will. They feel good. They feel empowered. But he was way out of pocket. Bruce was right. He was way out of pocket for saying Devin Haney is soft for doing what he's doing.
You tried to sleep with, you said God ordained you to sleep with two men, younger men than you at that.
See, I was way outside at the lookout post. So, from a distance, I couldn't hear this correctly. But obviously, this is absolutely a truth that this guy, summoned and said he was touched. You know what I'm saying? He was in it. That was an encounter between him and the spirit that sent him a message. And that message was that he needs to intertwine his physical being with somebody the same sex as he is. I don't get down like that. I don't get down like that. What is this goddamn tater top built looking ass talking about? God damn. You're talking about two dudes on the YTC that the spirit came down and touched your heart and raise your blood pressure up to say that you need an intimate moment with two dudes who create content on the YTC. Say it ain't so. It's dirty. It ain't the dirty South either, because they always run a game and talking about ATL. It's all turned up, and this is just nasty work.
What do you talk about soft? I'm gonna show you soft. Look at this video right here. I'm gonna let it roll.
Oh man, my knees ain't gonna hold that good, bro.
Right, look what I come across.
See, right here, if you're looking at this video, and this is Bruce MF Vane's video, okay, that was dropped to me by somebody. At this present time, I identify black men in this frame, okay? Shaw News may be able to relate to what I'm talking about when I say frame. Frame is just the four corners of something that's a snapshot, whatever you chose to do it. Somebody was filming, but right now in this frame, I see about 5 to 6 black men in this frame, okay? But I'm gonna be honest with you. Real talk. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is the first time I seen the Michelin Man out in public. I did not know at the present time the LDBC had a Michelin Man in it until now. Until now. I said, God damn. I wonder, is that a Pirelli or is it straight Michelin? I mean, is it a hybrid of tire? I don't know, but anyway, this guy was standing a little bit too close to Blue Blood, in my opinion, due to the level for which Blue Blood was sitting down right now. And this guy, he just looked like a nasty old geezer.
For non-fantasies when Blue Blood almost came true. This nigga Blue Blood sitting down while this nigga Falon got his nuts near this nigga head. Look at Fanon looking down. And Fanon was about to jump on the nigga. Then he seen Black Fight Fan move. Fanon thought he was stepping in the motherfucking push him up off of him. So
first of all, why this nigga standing like that? I mean, that little, he's standing like a creep. That's a creep stance right there. What's wrong with this dude? Why are you standing like that amongst men? Why are you standing like that? Somebody tell me why. You know what I'm saying? I don't understand. Somebody help me out. I don't get it, bro. Why are you standing like that?
Fanon had to abort his mission, being that the universe told Fanon that he had to get physically in bed with BFTB and Blue Blood. He almost had.
Excuse me? Excuse me? Now, the voice that you're hearing is Boxing Conversations, Reggie Owens. So, excuse me? I thought this was a joke at one point in time, but obviously this is something that is real. You know what I'm saying? A spirit. I wonder what that spirit was. I wonder, was that spirit from Atlanta and decided to travel up there to Texas? I mean, they say spirits travel now. I wanted to somebody pick up a spirit along the way, hitchhiking, and took him up there for this dude right here. And that spirit been up here just goddamn finessing his ass for a long time. I'm just wondering.
Blue Blood right here, and Blue Blood didn't even know it.
That's right, Fanny. Listen, and this is one thing that I gotta say, bro. Any man built like this have always been creeps and perverts.
I'm not gonna take too much long on that one. I just wanted to show you that part because I just felt it to be a little bit disturbing, in my opinion. I felt it to be a bit disturbing. You know what I'm saying? I don't hope anything about this guy as far as improvement. He's an arrogant little prick. You know what I'm saying? He's an asshole, bro. You know, he need to get himself together. His whole, genre of content that he puts out now is more so just to blend in with some other people. Look, it was at one point in time that certain people looked up to this guy for putting out decent content. Now it's almost like the Inquirer, the National Enquirer. If anybody back then know what that was about, it's more like a gossip column. And I agree with Bruce. Too many black people get involved with relationship type of reporting. I don't like that. You know what I'm saying? I don't like the relationship part of it, because that's one of the reasons why Tank is in the spotlight right now. Relationship. Who he selected to have kids with and how it turns out here and there when they interact with one another. That's one of Tank's biggest highlights. His brightest moments is him being in front of the lens and his actions that he took with another female. Whenever they mention Tank's name, the reason why you know, they try to be as disrespectful sometimes because they felt that he put hands on women. So just because they seen him do it once in public, then they'll turn around and say, well, if she's accusing him again, it must be true because we seen him. And come to find out that wasn't the case because the charges was dropped. But also I heard this. I heard that hold on for a second. I heard that people saying that he paid her off not to show up to court and all this other shit. So when it comes down to females in general and decisions that we make, it's different for everybody, man. It's tough. I said this before, and I'll say it again. Not in a not to preface it as me not dealing with them, but I'm saying women are the root of all evil, not money. Women can get money. Women know how to get money in ways men can never get money. Women can manipulate any type of situation to make it work in their favor. They just have that gift to do that. It's not in a bad way. I'm not criticizing women. I just think they're one of the more powerful species in the world. We see it all the time. A woman can be bad all day long, throwing hands, being outspoken, talking this shit until she gets awakened from the right person, and then she becomes the victim. And even then, she might have threw punches 50 other times. That one time she get her ass beat, it's gonna be victim mentality, and nobody wants to hear about how she's been doing what she's been doing, falsely accusing and all this other shit. Anyway, let's get the El Chin Checker. Okay. It's some people that was asking me why I call him El Chin Checker. Well, I did it after his fight. I started calling him El Chin Checker down here in the A. Ask him. He'll tell you. El Chin Checker to me is in a dilemma right now. I was in a discussion with my colleague on Blue Hustle. And I felt, I don't feel this all the time about Blue Hustle because I pretty much sometimes know when his temperature is a certain way because, what's his stance. But I felt like he was warming up on the nigga. You know what I'm saying? I felt like I was in the gym holding mitts for Blue because he came over there came through the door. You know how you go in the gym and you got a bag in your hand, you got your gear, and you come to the door and you already know how it is in there. You acclimated to it. You just throw the bag down. Somebody say, hey, man, you good? They just walk over there, wrap my hands, man. I need to get to it. I ain't gonna wait around today. I ain't got no talking. Wrap my hands, man. That's how I felt, man. I felt like Blue came in there to warm up on the nigga. Because I did a live stream on Tank. I did a live stream on Tank, and I thought, my thoughts, right? I didn't think what he was doing was over the top. But Blue Hustle felt like, me being a Tank fan, there should have been some accountability. And I get it. I understand where he's coming from, when it should have been accountability. I understand. But I look at the situation and then I kind of gauge certain moments in boxing. And I come up with that conclusion. I say, man, I'm not going to sit up here and dog Tank the hell out for making a decision. You know what I'm saying? Making a decision on his future. His future consists of him being a breadwinner to his kids. If his future doesn't include him having a long, extended career in the sport of boxing, what does that say he has to do? He has to find a way to make some more millions, right? Now, I can see if Tank has been doing this consistently in a row, time and time again. That's just not the case. There's no evidence out there that say Tank Davis has been doing making these type of decisions out here in the ring over and over again. Now, the wild part about what I don't understand is they act like at 30 years old, 3-division champion, El Chin Checker can't make a decision like this. And I did mention to Blue Hustle, I said, hey, man, Floyd did it. And he was right when he said, well, Floyd was out of the game when he did it. He wasn't active as a fighter. Yeah, he was still in the gym getting in shape. And that was facts. That was true words. I'm looking at it like there's been other active fighters who had a exhibition bout. There's been other fighters that's out there that did that. Most of the exhibition bouts of this era, to be honest with you, I think Jake Paul had the most of them. But when it comes to active fighters, I mean inactive fighters, yeah, we've seen those exhibitions play out. For real. We've seen the Roy Jones Tyson Jake Paul. And this what kind of brings me full circle. Jake Paul gets with Mike Tyson, 58 years of age, 2-minute rounds, modified match. How dare you? How dare you pull up Jake Paul's box rec and see how they modified the rules, how the contract allegedly had restrictions, stern restrictions in them for Mike Tyson, and you're mad at Gervonta Davis for doing it? And Jake Paul is being praised for bringing money to boxing. Jake Paul is being praised for getting fighters their biggest paycheck. But his selection of opposition is due criticism. I mean, tenfold criticism. Deep in the aquatics of criticism. I mean, deep. You can't go down here with no goddamn oxygen tanks. His freaking resume should be criticized to the lowest depths. I'm talking about when you get so far deep in the aquatics of criticism, motherfuckers start to glow and shit. You see them, the goddamn animals and marine life down there glowing. Oh shit, they generate life? I mean light? Damn, these motherfuckers look good. Wow. I never thought I could see some shit like this. That's what Jake Paul resume is. So since Jake Paul has picked Gibb, it picked Nate Robinson, a freaking dunk champion, man, he's picked over the hill mixed martial artists. He's picked nobodies. The only fight he picked Tommy Fury and got beat. So if Jake Paul is being praised for bringing money, but yet they want to just jettison his resume, which is one of the worst resumes for a fighter who they're trying to get a championship belt, Tank Davis' name should not be in your conversation with malicious intent. How dare you? This goes for any of you that's out there criticizing. How dare you criticize Tank? And he's 30 years of age, right? And this man has put it out there that he is not trying to stay in the sport a long time. He's trying to get out. So let me ask you this. Tank being 30 years old, how come it's such a problem for him to get his opportunity for a paycheck? Canelo was about to fight Jake Paul, and he's still an active fighter. Uh-oh, Combat. Oh, no, you didn't. No, you didn't bring Canelo name up. I hate when Combat bring Canelo up as the measuring stick all the time. I hate it, y'all. I hate it. Canelo, prior to him and Crawford being signed and official released to the GP, he was about to fight Jake Paul as an active fighter. I got to ask myself, the hottest chat in the game, do y'all give Blue Hustle a pass for not understanding that Canelo Alvarez was about to face Jake Paul before Tank Davis? Canelo has never fought at cruiserweight. Canelo Alvarez was about to face Jake Paul for millions. But yet the Baltimore's own El Chinchecker himself, power in both hands, Cinder, swing the hammer. He gets criticized, ridiculed, denigrated, excoriated, all because he wants to get in line and get a huge bag? Is that what y'all trying to tell me? Y'all are trying to convince me that El Chinchecker cannot get his time up, his ticket. El Chinchecker? Is there El Chinchecker on deck? Okay, sir, you're up. Okay, what's your process? Yeah, word has it that Jake Paul want to fight me in an exhibition bout. 50, 60, 70 million, whatever. And I'm going to take that fight. Oh, so you want me to process the information? You're definitely taking that fight. So El Chinchek, I've heard of you. What I want to tell you initially. Now, I'm not going to be long-winded. I want to let you know, once this goes public, oh my God, the wrath of criticism that you're going to receive, El Chinchecker. Are you ready for that? I don't care about none of that shit. They talk about what I wear. They talk about how tall I am. They talk about my lack of reach. They talk about me going the distance with what's that guy? I forgot his name. They call him Lamont something. But yeah, they was criticizing me. But right now, it's all about me. And we paid Lamont, that guy, we paid him step aside money. I think it came up to like $262. We paid him step aside money. He cool. He even posted an IG. He cool. But when it comes to the critics, though, critics is acting like they was rooting for Lamont Roach all along. El Chinchecker fought Hector Luis Garcia, the same guy who Lamont Roach took his belt. And then them being from around the same general area, you trying to tell me Tank Davis can't bring up Lamont Roach to get a paycheck? Huh? He can't do that. He can't just bring that man up for a paycheck. So look, the same people that's criticizing Tank was the same people that was criticizing him when he brought Lamont Roach up, and then he go the distance. They want to say, oh my God, I want him to fight him again. See, that's all for the wrong reasons, because y'all want Lamont Roach to fight Tank again because you want to see him lose. You believe Lamont Roach coming in there a second time would be a much better assessment, much better game plan. Yeah, y'all some hating ass niggas, for real. I'm appalled. I'm freaking appalled at your actions. For real. I'm being honest with you. I'm appalled. I think of the way y'all y'all act like y'all want to set my guy El Chinchecker up. You know what I'm saying? Y'all just want to set him up. And I'm saying to myself, why though? You know what I'm saying? Let this man do what he do. Tank Davis deserves a shot at a bag. I'm talking about 135-pound division and a guy who weighed in at 232 last time, right? Let me double check Jake Paul, because when I type in Jake Paul's resume, my keyboard even sent electric currents to my fingertips. Them motherfuckers hurt like a motherfucker too. It said, no, what are you doing? Don't go to his box rec. Jake Paul, 12-17 knockouts. God damn. Oh my God. Look. This dude weighed 227 1/4 pounds. Tyson 228.5 pounds. Tank Davis last fight with Lamont Roach, he weighed 133 3/4 pounds. Do you actually want me to give you the weight gap? No, I'm not gonna do that. I'm not gonna give you the weight gap because I really want the Crawford haters to stay hating on Crawford, because they was talking about a measly 14 pounds. But with Tank's decision to fight Jake Paul, I'm looking for the parade. I'm looking for the gatherers. Somebody please point me in the direction of the rally point. I want to see the torches. Yes. I want to see all sorts of, insurgency agitators. I want to see the sticks, the stones. I want to see things that may break bones. I want to see freaking firecrackers. 133 pounds to a 227. And they was up here arguing about Crawford's 14 pounds. But yet Canelo was set to face Jake Paul. And El Chinchecker can't get no love. El Chinchecker can't get no love, and Canelo's still an active fighter. And he was going to go fight Jake Paul. Let's just say this is a modified rules match because of the weight difference or whatever. Blue Hustle mentioned that this would be a sanctioned bout, right? And that potentially Tank will take his first loss. I'm not sure about that, but once again, I think he can gauge that comparison when it comes to the analytics to freaking Tyson and Jake Paul, because that was a 2-minute per round match. So when it comes to the analytics, he can archive them, right? But then I look at, if Tank is going to get 40, 50, 60, whatever million he's going to get, would he take his first loss against a guy that is no way, shape, or form going to be close to the weight? That's my old deal. It's no way in hell Tank Davis is going to be able to match Jake Paul unless Jake Paul gets on the juice as we speak. I'm talking about the shit that David Banner used to get on before he turned into Lou Ferrigno. Tank is 133. That means Tank will have to go up. Talking about them 14 pounds they was complaining about, right? Tank will have to go up just to make it interesting. He's gonna come in there looking like Archie Bunker from Baltimore. Tank coming at 160, 165. This ain't gonna look like he just left Golden Corral, a Chinese buffet, goddamn Jimmy's barbecue and pork. It's gonna look bad on a frame that small. It's gonna look crazy. And then Jake Paul is gonna have to come down. So I really don't see the fight being a sanctioned bout where, you know, the weights are gonna be somewhat in the same grid coordinates. I don't think they're gonna be able to get those numbers down in the same grid square, yo. I don't see Tank selling out his undefeated, unblemished, untouched, clean record to a fighter that's 12-1. You better stop the madness. You better stop the mother effing madness. 12-1, 7 knockouts. I don't think, I know for a fact Tank ain't built that way. I'm just gonna go out on a limb and say, no, Tank ain't built like that to give up his O for this dude. I don't think so, yo. It's no way in hell you're going to convince me that Tank is going to give up his O to a 12-1 dude with 7 knockouts just because he's paying the toll for Tank to cross the bridge. I don't see it, y'all. I don't see it. I believe Tank has every right, aka El Chin Checker, to go ahead and get a bag at this point in his career, being that his opponent, Lamont Roach, didn't even put up a fight. Not to take step aside money. Didn't put up a fight at all. He's cool with it, y'all. Man, Lamont Roach ain't said, man, you don't hear shit from him. He's happy. Lamont Roach may never fight again, man. Because you know goddamn well he's not going to be able to make what he made against Tank. And then they talk about Tank may retire after the Jake Paul fight. I don't think so. I don't think so, because when he gets finished with Jake Paul, he'll be able to come in here and collect another bag. But for the grand finale, I do want to remind you all of something, right? All of you in the chat, and shout out to the hottest chat in the mother effing game. I wanted to let y'all know something. There's been fighters like Anthony Joshua that follow 0-1 Francis Ngannou. I'm just putting it out there. 0-1 now. At least Tank is fighting a professional boxer, 12-1, 7 knockouts. He is licensed. He has been in the ring and fought other combat besides Gibb and freaking Nate Robinson. Okay, they was fighting. Nate Robinson was fighting goddamn Aaron Opportunity. But Anthony Joshua knocked out Francis Ngannou. Tyson Fury fought Francis Ngannou when he was 0-0. Okay. And then must I mind you of another champion that fought Conor McGregor, a mixed martial artist with only amateur boxing experience prior to him going over to mixed martial arts? His record was 0-0 and 0. Okay. I'm just putting it out there that Floyd thought it was cool to fight somebody like that. You know what I'm saying? Anderson Silva, he has his freaking boxing license, and he wasn't doing that well. You know, it's been plenty of people that came over from mixed martial arts, and these fighters, these boxers, are now giving them an opportunity. James, like South Tony, salute to him. He's the only one really that I can think of that didn't really get in camp to train for takedown defense. He went over there and fought Randy Couture. And Randy made quick work of James Toney. He made sure he wasn't going to get hit and become a highlight reel. So he hurried up and took him down and played with him and then got him up out of there. But shout out to James like South Tony, man, having the cojones to step in the cage, which a lot of boxers wouldn't do. But back to my point. El Chinchecker is fighting another boxer. Unfortunately, that one boxer happened to be several weight classes above. So me, I'm sitting back here, I'm thinking to myself, all I want to see is the outcry. I want to see the whole entire YTC community that disagrees with this. I want to see them plan a gathering. Can y'all at least plan a rally? I want to be able to go there like when I was in the protests of George Floyd down here. I went to 3 protest marches down here throughout the city. I want to be able to take some frames from afar and really dive into the content creators that really give a damn. I want you to go out. I want y'all to go out there and talk about this. If you don't like certain things, right, and you don't gripe and complain about it, this shit that's going on with Tank, oh man, this should really send you to sleep and wake up in the morning hot. Oh my God, you should be absolutely steaming. How is this going to be a fight that makes sense for Tank? And you all wanted Lamont Roach to come in for a rematch. Nobody wanted to see that shit. Nobody wanted to see that again. Y'all didn't want to see the first one. He should fight Shakur. Oh, you heard. He should fight Shakur. Shakur. He should fight Shakur. Shakur. Break down. That's what y'all was sounding like. Y'all sound like y'all was on a turntable back in the 80s and 90s and shit. He should fight Shakur. Shakur. That's who y'all was saying he should fight. Fight didn't happen. You know what I'm saying? The fight didn't happen. The fight didn't happen, man. I'm just saying, the fight didn't happen. He fought Lamont Roach. Y'all got a better deal than y'all was hoping for because y'all felt Lamont Roach didn't rate to be in there with Tank. And then he go the distance and land 2, 3.5 shots. Y'all want to get on here and makes the content. Oh man, Lamont Roach exposed Tank. He exposed him for what we knew he was. He ain't that good. He's not focused in boxing anymore. So look, a lot of controversy happened in that fight. It's over with, y'all. Now we got to look forward to Tank Davis potentially fighting Jake Paul. God damn it. We gotta pay attention. I always try to tell y'all, what did I say? Boxing is the hocus pocus of combat sports. Y'all just think I'm just saying that shit, man. Boxing continue to slap us in the goddamn face, man. Boxing come up with some shit if it ain't the ranking systems. It's somebody testing positive and getting elevated so they can do this, that, and then. It's motherfucking goddamn belts coming out. It's them trying to finesse certain freaking divisions so certain people can get title shots. It's fighters getting robbed in the ring. Now we're about to have a fight where we just went through the Crawford Canelo debacle, where people was crying, snot bubble, goddamn all over the place, man. They had to shut down the highway. Motherfucker was getting out their cars crying in one spot. You would think an ice storm, a motherfucking big rig overturned, and it was full of goddamn chicken eggs in that bitch. It was so much damn bubbles and yolk on the motherfucking highway. I'm telling you, man. Y'all up here crying about and bitching, complaining about this shit, man. Y'all don't keep the same energy. We just went through the Crawford Canelo weight classes for a reason. They still fighting September 13th. Guess what? I'm not hearing the same energy about this unbelievable feat that El Chin Checker is about to go and be a part of. Oh my God, unbelievable. I mean, when you look at when you're talking about phenomenon, this right here, I mean, Boots is not the phenom. This is some phenom-esque type shit Tank is about to do. From 135 all the way up. Is his belt going to be on the line? Can they put this belt on the line being it's going to be such a weight disparity like none other? I mean, talk to me, people. Talk to me. It's why am I not seeing the rallies? If somebody know of a rally that's going on for this fight and protest, I want to be there. Please drop me a link. I want to hop on my tricycle or scooter, and wherever it is, I'll drive across Death Valley for this shit. I want to see what's the plan going to be for you all to stop this fight from happening. Because 14 pounds is all I heard with Canelo and Crawford. Now you have 135 to potentially cruiserweight. And both of these fighters, one have to gain weight, one have to lose, somewhat like we're seeing with Crawford. I want you all to hold those same general topics about steroids. Yeah, how in the hell are these fighters going to meet weight standards for this to be a sanctioned bout? Because it was said that it may potentially not be an exhibition. Now, I want to know how they're going to meet in the middle. Real talk. I want to know how these two warriors is going. I mean, one warrior, Chin Checker. How one warrior is going to meet in the middle at 160 pounds. How? This is an argument that you really should have, not Crawford. Crawford's moving up 2 weight divisions, but Tank is coming up out of the threshold to skip 40, to skip 47, to skip 54, to skip 60. I would go out on a limb to say he's going to skip 60 and go to 60. Oh my God! They better have a whole triage set up for Tank. They better have a whole triage set up for Jake Paul, because both of them are not going to do well. Losing and gaining that much weight is not going to happen, people. I'm just putting it out there. You know, I'm coming from the heart with this. I don't think physically it's a good decision for El Chin Checker, but as far as him getting, his priority to get the bag of money will always stretch further than that WBA title he has. And that's what I'm looking at, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Eclipse 330 Square. What's good with it, man? If he just wants a bag, which Tank has said on multiple occasions, then this is a duck, which is being sold as a money grab. Well, I look at it like this, Square. I do believe duck has been abused. I try my best not to be a goddamn anonymous snitch and call animal control. But the way they abuse the word duck on this YTC, I'm sick of it. Because how can this be a duck? Eclipse, hit me out. Eclipse, hit me out, bro. Lamont Roach, when he found out he was getting step-aside money, dog, they say Lamont Roach jumped from the motherfucking goddamn free throw line. You know how tall Lamont Roach ain't. And he did a motherfucking windmill through the legs, behind the back, 360 dunk, clean, when he found out he had that motherfucking step-aside money, dog. Now, you trying to tell me there's a duck somewhere in this? It happens look, this is what I'm trying to say about Tank. It happens. What he's doing is not anything that's a beginning. It's been other people who did this too. Tank went his entire career fighting fights. He was able to earn 3 divisions of championship status. Now he gets on the back end of his career which he's already made an announcement that, hey, I'm looking to retire. I don't want to stay around here all the time. Now he gets opportunity to get the bag. Something Canelo has done a lot of. And people will complain about Canelo, but they'll still watch his fight. I think it's time for Tank to get the motherfucking bag, shawty. Come on, stop it. Stop it. Stop it. It's time for Tank to get the mother effing bag. OG Golden said, I'm waiting to see how WCS is going to address this BS with Tank. Listen, when I hear people say address the BS, long as you don't take it out on me personally, because all I'm doing is reporting. You know what I'm saying? I am speaking in a way that I'm just giving you my opinion. Okay, whether you find it to have some merit, okay, cool. But don't be mad like a lot of other people, man. Other people on other social media platforms, they get mad because I just don't follow in line. All I'm saying is a lot of you cats out here was not supporting Lamont Roach when he stepped in the ring the first time with El Chin Checker. Y'all was dogging him out, bro. Y'all was dogging him out, man. And now Lamont Roach is out of sight, out of mind. He don't give a fuck about nothing else except his step-aside money. Check this out. Lamont Roach is probably out there right now trying to do the closing on the vehicle. Something he always wanted. For real. Shout out to Latch Puma in the building. Come on, man. Come on. Look, Lamont Roach is probably on Amazon right now ordering some new gear, yo. He probably put his name for the reservation in New York. He probably on eBay right now. Lamont Roach ain't complaining. Hey, anybody in the chat know how much step-aside money Lamont Roach got? Can you let me know, please? I appreciate it. He was trying to bring them into the brotherhood with the ritual. Man, what? That dude was standing there like a creepy old man. Yeah, Reggie hit that on the nose, man. Hey, you know when you got that hound dog, Reggie always on your ass, dog. Hey, dog, shit. Once upon a time, once upon a time, not long ago, they was all cool, bro to bro. That sure enough fell apart. For real. He say Fanon look constipated, yo. He said Fanon looks constipated. Damn. I can't even say he lying. I can't even say it's a lie. Oh shit. 330 going in on El Chit Checker. He say Tank's greatest hits are domestic. Ugh. Hey man, I'm not here to really go in depth about what we know in public. Publicly, the news has reported, and we've seen it for ourselves, that, like I tell people all the time, boxing will always have the best domestic violent cases. I always say this because they're getting punched in the freaking head. It goes for females too. They just don't report them. Boxers get punched in the head, man, and they fight at home. They do. It's just the males will always be considered the stronger out of the two, especially if they fight and they're a well-known fighter. Females know about social cues since kindergarten, man. Yeah, man. I'm telling you, they the root, man. Them one of the most unique, intelligent, but dangerous species when we're talking about humans existing. I feel Tank, he broke knockdown boxing heart. I feel Tank, he broke knockdown boxing heart. This is what I was waiting on. I don't know what you was waiting on, Blue, because look, I you know my stance on Tank Davis. Like, why can't he get the bag? My whole point is, if people was calling for Lamont Roach at 135, let's just say he was in Keyshawn's position. Let's just say he was a WBO champion. He was in Keyshawn's freaking sanctioning body, his old sanctioning body. I could see if he was at 135 and he was one of the standing seated, one of the seated champions. Okay, reigning defending. Cool. That's not the case. He was brought up from 130. Not only that, the criticism was he's bringing up a smaller guy, which obviously the Mont Roach looked like the bigger guy on fight night. They pick and choose when Tank has size and when he don't. And then he goes to this and put on a very solid performance, and what happens? Damn it. Jake versus Tank is such an unnecessary fight. It's weird. I ain't mad at getting a bag, but come on, Tank. I lost even more respect for you, fam. Dang. You know what I'm about to do? It's Thursday. Hey, man, the hottest chat in the game, man. I'm about to send y'all some motherfucking Baskin Robbins, bro. That's what y'all need. I'm about to send y'all a gallon of Baskin Robbins, right? I want y'all to cool down a little bit on my guy, El Chin Checker, because y'all hot. Y'all hot. I can tell the way you're typing aggressive. Y'all up here typing aggressive, for real. There's no reason, well, y'all should be this hot going into a Friday. Dang. Y'all still losing respect for some Canelo do often? Canelo was about to do the same thing Tank was doing, yo. Why y'all ain't telling him to fight Benavidez instead of goddamn Jake Paul? Why? Because Benavidez is 175? Damn. Golden said, W says, come on, bro. You can't defend this bullshit. Tank is ducking all top fighters to fight Jake Paul. Come on, bro. What's the top fighters? Somebody enlighten me of the top fighters at 135. Please enlighten me. Shakur Stevenson. And then it's just somewhat become like vapors. Where are the other top competitors that's proven? We have Abdullah Mason that's about to go into a fight. We have Murataya, right? Is he a champion or something? No. I'll take that back. Is he? I don't know. I haven't really been paying attention to the 135-pound division because it ain't nothing going on there. Shakur Stevenson did look good against William Cepeda. I give him that. But when it comes down to the best fighting the best, so to speak, I can see where people could be mad that he's not fighting Shakur Stevenson. On the flip side, they say boxing is a business. Then when it comes to the business, and you get a fighter like Tank is saying the same thing they said about Crawford, right? And I know I do it on purpose because I put Crawford name in conversation because I have to remind you all that once upon a time, y'all say he didn't put butts in the seats, right? You were saying Spence was putting all the butts in the seats and doing all the high numbers, right? But when it comes to Tank Davis, Shakur Stevenson, when you talk about doing something, even what Keyshawn is doing, he didn't get that. He ain't really got that recognition like that. It's just being a crowd pleaser. They just started coming back around for Shakur Stevenson with that William Cepeda fight. They didn't do that shit for Josh Patley, the electrician. They didn't do that shit for him, yo. You say you cannot compare what Tank is doing to Floyd. Even Muhammad Ali wouldn't take an exhibition fight after a close draw in a fight. He actually lost to avoid a rematch. This Omega level fuckery. Well, I will have to say that Muhammad Ali took an exhibition bout. He himself did as a freaking active fighter. I'm not talking about when he was coming back to the sport, when he was suspended, he was over there on the military base. I'm talking about he actually took an exhibition bout. You know what I'm saying? And let me look up one more. So let me bring this up for you right quick. Okay. All right. I'm about at 3:30. Hold on for a second. Don't go nowhere, man. I'm about to bring you up something right quick. Hold on for a second, y'all. I'm just gonna put it out there, man. Muhammad Ali had a freaking exhibition bout with Lyle Alzado, Denver Broncos guy, football player. And I know what people gonna say. Man, they're gonna start out sounding like a goddamn goat. Man, that ain't no way, shape, or form consider. He was a still active fighter. He fought Lyle Alzado back in 79. I know he was on back in his career. He was still an active fighter, though. He fought Lyle Alzado. He fought Aoki. You know what I'm saying? A Japanese wrestler. I'm just saying. I'm not really supporting it wholeheartedly like you think, like hardcore support. I'm just saying boxing is a business. It's too many fighters coming back way past their prime that we having these conversations and we have to have it with them. Why is so-and-so back? Man, 15 years, I never thought I'll see them come back. Why are they back in the ring? Oh my God, they look terrible. I ain't trying to have that. So when fighters like this, I'm all aboard. When I see situations like this and y'all feel the way you do, I'm like, y'all don't understand what direction I'm going. I don't want to see these fighters come back after they prime. I don't want to hear them living in cars. It's possible. I don't want to hear them being homeless. I want these fighters to make the most money as possible. Why I have the beliefs that I do? Because boxing isn't a perfect sport. It doesn't have morals and principles like people think. We're not selecting these fighters from these Christian convents. They're not mass producing these fighters in a special laboratory ran by Jimmy Swaggart Foundation. That's not the case, y'all. That's what I'm saying. If you're on elite level like El Chinchecker, man, go ahead, get your shit. Tank made Roach wait on him for months and wouldn't sign the paperwork. True. True, man. True. True. But at 30 years old, he can't get one bag as an exhibition. That's selfish, man. That's selfish. I'm not gaslighting, Blue. I'm just saying the man can pick. Why can't he has a special rules match? Why are y'all cats acting like Lamont Roach was your top fighter? Lamont Roach wasn't in your top 50. Y'all acting like this man is so special and y'all want to embrace him after the fact. They say it's always good to be proactive better than reactive. Y'all are being reactive to a decision the Tank made to fake Jake Paul for a higher purse, even though Lamont Roach did not put up a fight to take step aside money. How can we slice that pie any thinner? Tank is scared to rematch Roach because he's afraid of losing. No. He's scared of breaking his hand on Roach, that big ass head Roach got, and putting him to sleep. It's all about camaraderie. He got respect for Roach's family. He got respect for him. He ain't trying to send that man to the land of Jin Sasaki. I mean, Brian Norman already sent him there. You know how they talk about the upper room. Man, Tank ain't trying to send Lamont Roach there. Every time he see him around DC, you know, people's like, hey, man, you know you're in close proximity, man. They see Lamont Roach, he be walking around that park over there, just you know, shadow boxing all the time. They say he still don't remember 3 months of what happened leading up to that, dog. After you knocked him out, he don't remember 3 months, dog. They sent him to the land of Sasaki, the land of Sasaki. Man, come on, man. Why y'all so bad, dog? He had a draw with Roach. That's why the fight is not okay. Look, a lot of people have draws and do not rematch. Everybody can't have the draw the first time around like a Deontay Wilder, Tyson Fury, right? We can't have a draw like Gennady Golovkin, Canelo Alvarez, and people really want to tune in to see the second one, right? you have to say to yourself, man, this was a candle in a rainstorm. He had his night where his flame was flickering. He did what he had to do. Ooh, okay. And you know, the truth be told, I still say Isaac Cruz got more likability and more praise from the fight fans than Lamont Roach did. And Isaac Cruz lost that night. But he went the distance. Lamont Roach went to distance with a draw. And he got less favoritism than Isaac Cruz did when he won. They said, do you, Jim Gray, do you agree what the fans were saying? A star has been born tonight. Yeah, man, come on. They didn't say a star has been born with Lamont Roach. What y'all talking about, man? It's good to see my people rallying behind the black fighter, though. I get it, bro. But Lamont Roach was not in good graces of the fight fans leading up to that fight. He wasn't. He wasn't, man. Y'all are trying to espouse this dude, and y'all need to leave him in the orphanage, man. He has a family already, dog. Y'all trying to goddamn sign adoption papers, man. Leave Lamont Roach where he lie. There's plenty of other fighters he want to fight Shakur Stevenson. Go ahead and let Shakur Stevenson fight a common opponent Tank. And then, you know, if he beats Shakur Stevenson, then the fight between him and Tank will be much more exciting. I get you, bro. I get how you feel. I just don't get so close and intimate with fighters who go through personal experience, because me talking about what he's done is almost like saying, you know what? Yeah, I disagree with what he's doing, period. But then it's a dichotomy that happens. I'm separating boxing from his personal life. If I went off personal experiences that I, encountered with fighters, it'd be a whole lot of fighters that I don't fuck with. And I learned a long time ago, you can't go ahead and expect these fighters to have these personalities that's going to grow on you immediately. No. It's not going to happen. Fuck all that. It's not going to happen, y'all. It's not going to happen. It's just simply not going to happen. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AB in the building. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to AB in the building. Hey, he said, the reason why I'm all for it because it's gonna be in my backyard. I can either confirm or deny what you just said is true or not. But what I can confirm though is that y'all the hottest chat in the MF game. And I can't make everybody happy with my process of supporting who I support. I'm speaking boxing. I know some of you grown adults like me, you feel some type of way about his personal life. I get it. I'm just speaking about boxing right now. El Chinchecker has made a very business-esque, monetary gain, generational wealth. That's what I'm talking about, man. I'm talking about his generational wealth decision. A big money fight, dog. I mean, he can do it. He's 30. He's never did it before. He's never had a fight that he can go in there and get the bag. And y'all know there's other fighters out here that's just went and got the bag. And it was cool for them to do it. But it's a problem when Tank do it. Shout out to Gooch, man. The Apostles in the building, man. Shout out to Omaha. Stand up. What's good? Conquest on deck. Salute to your Mike in the building. Well, man, I got to bounce, man. Another place, another time. Once again, salute and shout out to the hottest chat in the MF game. We'll do it again. I'm out.